Hello everybody and welcome to part 35 of my Lizardmen Let's Play as a Kroq-Gar. Now we are dealing with the with a Skaven invasion to do with the final ritual at the moment, and I have just got an underway interception here with one of my armies. It's not my top army, it's not Kroq-Gar himself, but it's the army I put next to him. So it's quite a nice army, but it's also a very solid Skaven army here. So we are just going to jump straight into this battle here. If I defeat this, we are getting to the point here where we're clearing out the last few Skaven armies. We've taken out two. We've had a couple of good solid battles. We've also had a couple of very bad losses. Well, we've had a valiant loss and a very bad loss against the Skaven in this little campaign as well. And right now it is they are pushing forwards. They must have been trying to get behind me using the underway because they weren't trying to ambush me. So I've got a potential chance to do a lot of damage to this army. Now, it isn't going to be an easy fight because these are high level, very elite Skaven units, and they've got a lot of ranged here, nasty ranged units here, including this horrible catapult. The Skaven Plague Core catapults are devastating, so I'm not going to hold my line here, hold defensive line here. I am going to push forwards and engage them, use my extra power to deal with them, and to try and break them as early as on so I can get in and deal with this Plague Core catapult. Anyway, so as I was saying, we'll get that Plague Core catapult and try and get my mage to bring some spells and my Thorazor blood right involved. Thankfully they don't have a mage here, so that will help because their mages are nasty, as I have discovered. They hurt. Right, so this is we are in the underway here, so this isn't somewhere my guys are used to being. It's quite a pretty map. There's some very dead looking trees and a lot of Skaven contraptions around the place. Because this is their world. Well, it's probably also the dwarf's world as well, but this bit is very definitely Skaven, and a big chunk of warpstone there, which is what the Skaven use for all of their stuff. Okay. So this is a revivification crystal, so you can resurrect people as well. But he's also very good for throwing into battle because he can actually fight quite well. Alright, so let's just start moving forwards. No subtlety here. This is just push forwards into them. I want to engage them hard and fast to try and smash them so that Plague Core catapult does not really have much chance to do damage to me. Let's double time while I get myself into position. Now I don't want to tire my guys out too much, but these guys are quite veterans, so that won't affect them too badly. Let's just do a little bit of repositioning. And we've not seen any Skaven yet. There they are. They appear to be holding and waiting for me, which isn't what I really wanted. So yes, they are actually going to force me into an attack here. So let's move up onto the edge of this hill. My Kroxies taking their time. So we've got a big open bit of ground here where we're going to be being hit by their catapult as we advance. So that's not necessarily the best. They are moving it forwards, however. Somewhere around here they have... here it is. Right, let's start moving up and into position now. We are no longer in slow mode. We are in fast, get ourselves there, get ourselves into position mode. Okay, so they are now pulling back. This is weird. They're kind of just milling, which I'm not complaining about. They're milling. They are not shooting at me. Now I'm going to try and crunch into them and just push around them. Unit threat level is green, which I assume means good. It's not that much of a threat. Right, so we are now there. Come on, guys, let's move straight in. I wish there was a way of making your army march at the same speed. This is where one of you is going to tell me there is. However, if there is, I don't know. And here we're starting to get the Plague Claw catapults firing. Let's drop a debuff on them to stop, to lower. This will lower their damage and accuracy. And soon it's going to be a charge. It's going to be a moment of charging. With Stegodons, my dinosaurs are going to push around their edges, as are my Kroxies. And now we've got the charges coming in. You can throw a heal out on that unit. Where is my mage? Where is my mage? He's too engaged. Check chain lightning is back in down here. And we're going to drop a comet on you. They can all get involved there. You guys can charge in from the side. You guys can charge into here. Ooh, you can get yourself in here. Throw a heal out on them. Let's drop a comet down here. This will be a nice one. Just throwing out a few buffs as well. Actually let the comet go down this time. Come on! Drop your damn spell. At some point soon there is going to be a comet dropping here. There you go, that did a lot of damage. So these guys are all involved. These guys are a bit too involved. My lord needs a bit of support here. You guys can charge up to support here. We're doing nicely, however, you know, things could be better, things could be worse. Let's drop a chain lightning down on him. That's me running out of magic. Running low on magic anyway. And we are starting to break them. Let's get my my Bastillodon for my Revivification Crystal charging into the back. Oh god, that's hitting me. You guys can charge that. Get out of there, bastard, Bastillodon. Ah! That was bad. You can charge in now. I am not actually doing so well. You can get in here. I need to... Come on, why are you guys not attacking? I told you to attack. Okay, we are starting to break them. Here's one of their lords. Let's get you engaging the lord. And let's just keep pushing now. You can charge to the back of this last unit of Stormvermin, which will probably nicely break them. Okay, and we are now beginning to really push them back, and the chain rats have... It was not a pretty battle. It was a, you know, it was... I was never going to do, you know, I was always going to lose troops there. It was a fairly standard slugfest, but their range, their excessive range, was what was really causing the problems. And this is going to be my problem when I have the invasion of Ulthuan, is all of that high elf ranged is going to be hard to counter with the Lizardmen armies. I mean, they are good. They don't necessarily take much damage against them, but you know, and their spearmen, their lines of spears are something I'm probably going to chew up, but they will hold me while I'm doing that. They will be holding me in place, and their ranged will be not doing nice things to me. It will be shredding through me, so I will be taking a lot of damage from all of their range, and every encounter I've had with high elves so far has been a painful one. I can win, I can outproduce them, however they might not be the prettiest battles. You know, especially my monstrous units, again, they will just target down with range, so it might be Carnosaur time. Lots of Carnosaurs, lots of cold ones to get around the back, but again, Deloff and Seaguard are so good at dealing with them because they all have spears. They are all spear infantry, so it's going to be a fun one. It's going to be an interesting one, and it's going to be a difficult one to deal with. We'll have to work out exactly how I'm going to counter that as time, you know, as it goes on, because it's going to be tricky. Okay, so 300 losses for 900, so it's a reasonable fight. You know, I'm happy with that. It could have been better. It could have been worse. This wasn't a huge horde style army. It was a, you know, more high level bespoke units. We actually took out their Doom Wheel. Some of my units nice. You know, some of my guys got lots of kills here. My Revivification Crystal was even getting in there. I threw him in because at the end of the day, it's a very solid unit that's on, so you can get away with doing that. We are, however, going to eat the captives because I want to be regenning. They are instantly pushing forwards and attacking again, and they are also coming to Talaqua to siege. I am not even worried in the slightest now. I am going to smash those remaining armies now. There is absolutely no doubt now about that. So it's just about getting myself back in position and trying to not take too many losses doing it. Okay, so we are nice and secure here. I think I'm almost ready. I am going to get in position, and I am going to push to the Great Turtle Isle. You can get back in there. For now, I'm not going to worry too much. So this is a nice solid army, and we're going to... actually, I should have waited a turn or two to just get my stuff back. Okay, so... how are you doing recruitment-wise? So you'll be done in a few turns. We can start throwing some more global recruitment out on you. Get you a Revivification Crystal, a Solar Engine, and some more Ancient Stegodons. An Ancient Stegodon and a Carnosaur. That'll put you back up to 20. Right. It's fun time. Let's take the XP here. And the XP again. And let's start pushing around and in. You can pull back. I need to get something else in here. Let's get you... Oh, we'll work that out in a minute. I do actually have quite a lot of monstrous units in this, simply because all my lords are on them as well. But I would like a few more, actually, daft as it may sound. You know what, I'm very tempted to start upping his health, because actually, you know what, I'm going to do that. I've messed up down here, they are completely wasted. But I don't need the extra money, certainly at the moment. Here. And almost. That's it! The invasion has been fended off. So, yeah. So it's now get my ducks back in order, and then we can absolutely start pushing properly again. Now, I'm going to keep the wall there. However, some of these places I'm going to start losing some of their walls. Certainly here, this place is going to lose a few buildings, and I'm going to start throwing out some extra recruitment buildings here. Because I don't need these walls anymore. Now, which recruitment buildings do I want? Which extra buildings do I want here, which I've not already got? Oops. Didn't want to block you down, but you can go as well. And yeah, so we will get ourselves in a position where we can start building more things. And again, I can start probably do that here as well, because I don't necessarily need... Yeah, so here is also going to get put into a position where I can start building extra buildings. And I can potentially even... So that can be moved and that can be moved, and we'll build the other buildings here. So that I can start recruiting armies in different places. So once you're sorted, and then we're going to move up and we're going to prepare for the invasion of Ulthuan. And we've got 7 turns left until the end of... until things happen. Okay. Until the final battle. We all know there's a final battle, so we've got 7 more turns until that final battle happens. Let's have a little look at my... if anybody will confederate with me yet. This is going to be a straight up no, I know. Ooh. Or the blue guys, I would prefer the blue guys. Oh, I want to confederate with them just at the moment. I'm going to do a little save, just in case this is a completely bad idea. And we are going to try and confederate, because while it gives me worse borders, it is very... so they've accepted it. It might well affect my economy quite negatively, but it didn't. So I am now huge. Yeah, that's given me a lot of extra territory here to deal with. I am now got a few more borders with people I'm at war with.
Sigmar forbids this.
And it has dragged me into a war with these guys, who I don't have an army around to deal with. Which might have been a bit annoying. And down here I am... Where is their army down here? Wow, they had no armies! No wonder they wanted to confederate with me. Where are their armies? Oh, it's because you've been driving all of your armies. You've... No. Seriously, where are their armies? They have somehow managed to get all of their armies smashed. So at this point, I think it's time to try and get
Deliver
a
your missive
couple
and
of
then get
peace
from my
treaties.
presence. A weak order.
Right. You can go in for some lightning fast recruitment here. What's the garrison here like? That's reasonable. They are not actually in a good position. We're going to try and just get a peace treaty with Clan Pestilence for the time being. I cannot negotiate with them. They dislike me that much. Yeah. I might be losing the Dust Gate. That's not the end of the world. I'm not necessarily sure that was beneficial for me in the slightest. I can always get myself... I'm going to awaken myself a Slan Priest. So I can now recruit another one of those. So when I next want, get a Lord. Oh, here's their army. Which has a ridiculous amount of Lords in it. You can go. That's a missile specialist. And you can go. I'm going to replace you. And actually you can go. I'm going to replace you with a better one. You can start marching up here. This is a fairly nice army though still. And let us do a little bit of recruitment. We've already got the recruitment going locally on that other army. Okay. Right, so that is their one army. And let's end turn. So I am now a very large faction. I probably do want to have a look through their towns at some point just to start tidying them up. The reason they allied with me is almost certainly because they have they'd run out of armies and they were taking losses, which does happen. It's generally they will confederate with you because they're in trouble when they're larger like that. Which is why the blue guys wouldn't, simply because they're sitting behind. They're in a very safe position actually. They are now completely blocked by me. I am probably in the most dangerous. Oh, they've ended the trade agreement with me. I might have to leave a few armies to deal with those guys after we've completed this. Or can I get a temporary ceasefire with Teclis? Do I want a temporary ceasefire with Teclis? So these guys are just doing their thing, wandering around. As I said, at this point, it might even be worth me getting Mazamundi on my side as well next time I can get him to confederate, because it will bring him into the fold of territories I'm controlling. You know, it has increased my range. I'm going to look at what I'm building where, because I'll probably want to build another stronghold for building armies up here rather than down there, because from up here I can start really pressuring Nagorond as well. So they Ulf One have confederated. We've performed our right, and the Bone Crusher tribe have united against me. Oh, those gits. Let's get you. Moving up. You know what, I think I can push him off with the garrison I've got there. Or not. It's an interesting force. Let's throw out a big chunk of recruitment there. And let's have a look at all of their places. So actually, it's a bit messy around here. Ooh, this is interesting. That's good. What can we actually recruit in this thing? We could use... We don't need this. Just trying to work out what I can build and what I can move around. Because I want to be able to recruit a few other things here. I don't need this one here either, because that way I can start getting up here and recruiting monstrous units as well. And we will take quid tanks back relatively soon. Right. You are about to get your saving grace, Teclis, for the time being. You are going to get offered a ceasefire, Teclis, if you will accept it. I doubt he will. No, there's no way he will accept it. Right. I'm going to pull back to here for now, simply to get some regen in, and because I'm going to start getting attacked on multiple fronts up here. To use bringing another army up. Can I actually recruit another army anywhere? Itzer is the region. Oh no, where is my other big region here? So here was where I was clearing out. Right, so look, so that's a... Well, it's not bad, but not right now. Let's just start. Start pushing up that one here, and... that one here. Okay, so I'm going to move forward to get these places back. You're just going to pull into here while I get you a new unit. I'm going to get you a feral carnosaur. Eventually, it's going to take a while. You're doing well. You are still recruiting. Okay. Right, guys. I'm just going to do a little bit of admin here, and then we are going to be ending this session, guys, because we are coming up to 30 minutes. We should be completing the ritual in the next one. In our next session, so we'll see what happens then, and then we'll have the final battle to fight, which as I said I've given away already, so there's no real point in me trying to hide that from you. Anyway, with that, guys, thank you very much for watching. It's been a few interesting turns with all this going on. We managed to crush the Skaven without too many major battles. You know, a few good battles there, but most were nice, easy auto-resolves. We only lost 2 settlements, which I'm actually I'm quite surprised by. I thought I was going to be I thought I was going to be losing a lot more than that, if I'm honest. So I'm quite happy I actually lost. I lost so little there. I need to try and work out what I'm going to knock over to get my monstrous units in there, though I don't necessarily need to be able to build monstrous units there as well. Sorry, I will end in a second. I'm just doing this. Thank you very much for watching, guys. As usual, please feel free to offer me any feedback. Just try and keep it constructive.